going to cover some of the philosophy of the why. I think that's really important to understand why we do what we do. We'll also show some drills. And then one of the quotes that we have down here at the bottom that I really, really like is that we want to play the game as tough as possible while keeping it safe. Obviously, today it's very important to keep our players safe. We want to keep our head out of the tackles. Kind of got into this form of tackling here about 5 or 6 years ago, and I feel like it's been a huge benefit to us. It's really kept our kids safe. I feel like we've got a really good way to teach it. And again, we're going to dive into that a little bit here as we get through this presentation. Okay. First and foremost, as we talk about tackling, we want to make sure that our kids understand that the essence of defense is tackling, first and foremost. If I was an offensive coach, I should be saying, hey, the essence of offense is blocking. And so we want to make sure that we're a really good tackling defense, and we tackle well, okay? To get into the philosophy of the why, we really believe that tackling should be with a shoulder leverage. That really helps keep our kids, their head out of the tackles in today's game. And then there's really 2 ways that we do that, all right? We really teach it from a profile concept and also a hawk concept, okay? We feel that progressions are very important to the way that we teach it, okay, to our kids and our staff. We feel like we've got a whole part whole teaching that we have implemented here. And then the other thing that I really like about the way that we do it is the terminology is clearly defined to the staff and also to our players, okay? The other thing that I really like about this from a philosophy standpoint is we really teach the profile concept first here, okay? When we started this 5 to 6 years ago, we kind of started with the hawk tackle. But as we kind of looked at it as a staff, the way that we operate in fall camp, the way that we operate in spring ball, we'll always start from an acclimation period where we've got helmets on. Then we kind of put our shoulder pads, our uppers, before we get to a full padded practice to where you maybe have some live sessions. And so the point to this, and maybe the philosophy behind it, is we really want to teach our kids how to profile tackle first, because that really fits with our thud tempo here. We've got a tap tempo, we've got a thud tempo, and then we've got a live tempo, okay? And so in that progression, we really feel that the profile tackle is probably the most important first as we teach our kids the thud before we get to the live aspect of our tempo at practice. And so again, we really start with the profile aspect first with our players and with our team. Okay, so as we dive into this, I think the first thing that's really important for us to talk about is we have what we call our 6 basics. Okay, and we want our staff to understand this. We want our players to understand this. Again, it's clearly defined. It's whole part whole. 1 through 6, we want to stay square. Okay, we want to have our pads over our toes. Have a Z in your knee. All right, have our kids understand what it means to keep their gap side arm and leg free. Okay. Also, cross face when the opportunity presents itself. And then obviously we want to motor our feet on all forms of contact. And so very important, whole part whole. We want our kids to understand this. Very important that our staff understands this as well. All right, now diving into what we call eyes, hands, and feet. Okay, first we're going to start with eyes. That's our vision. Believe what you see. Get your eyes where they're coached to be. Okay, believe what you see. We work in terms of big focus and little focus here. Okay. Hands, all right? Collision every opportunity at each level, okay? We want to be violent with our hands. Leverage the correct side of your opponent's shoulders, okay? Never get cut. Catch every catchable ball, all right? All those things are underneath the umbrella of our hands. Okay, then the last thing is obviously our feet, our footwork, okay? Motoring your feet in all forms of contact. We want to change that line of scrimmage, okay? And then we want to be able to create great footwork habits in all of our drills so those things translate into, they really transition from individual to skelly to team. Hopefully that translates to Friday night and onto our Saturdays, okay? But again, those are our weapons, eyes, hands, and feet. Okay, now as we start here, we'll start getting into some of the drill work, okay? We're going to start again with the profile tackle because we feel that first and foremost, that's really the first thing that you're going to use once you get into your practice segment, okay? We're going to talk about profile tackle. Underneath that umbrella, I really feel that we've got three aspects that we try and cover from a staff perspective, and also to have our kids understand, all right, the power of three, okay? Eyes through the near pec, wrap and squeeze, okay? Drive for 5. So we've now broken that down. We understand what the three important steps of the profile tackle are, and then I'll show you how we drill it as well. All right, so first and foremost here, we're going to start with the profile tackle, all right, and how we institute, how we do that. Okay, so right here, you're going to look at number 47. All right, so we've got a drill going on here. We're about 5 yards apart. I've got my near shoulder to my near pec here with our red shield bag. All right, I've got my pads over my toes. I've got a Z in my knee. I'm square, okay? We work on a 2-whistle progression here, okay? First whistle, we're going to set our firm, okay, towards our opponent. We're near shoulder, near pec. Second whistle, we're now going to wrap and squeeze, keeping our head out of it. And now we're going to drive, motor our feet in all forms of contact, okay? All right. Now I'll let this play right from the top. All right, so first whistle, set your firm. Second whistle, wrap and squeeze, motor your feet and drive for 5. Okay, this is basically day 1, drill 1. Okay, now hearing me talk about motoring your feet on all forms of contact, driving for 5. Well, how do we do that? Okay, how do we drill it? We've got a one-man sled here that we really like. We'll usually do this on a 2-whistle progression. Okay, first whistle, we're going to get into the bag, set our firm, wrap and squeeze, drive our feet. Second whistle will get you out, okay? You can see right here, we're kind of in a circuit setup. We've got anywhere from about 7 to 8, 9 guys. You can do one drill in the red shield profile tackle aspect. We're working here with a one-man sled. Again, we've got the ability to do this in a circuit setup, okay? Keeping our pads over our toes, really getting some good